Picture this, a sprawling cityscape bathed in the warm glow of the California sun, with palm trees swaying gently in the breeze. It's the epitome of the American dream, right? Well, not exactly. Behind the glittering facade of Los Angeles lies a harsh reality, a homelessness crisis of staggering proportions. You see, while LA may be famous for its Hollywood glamour and celebrity culture, it's also home to one of the largest homeless populations in the United States. In fact, in 2023 alone, California had over 181,000 homeless individuals roaming its streets, parks, and alleyways. That's more than a small city's worth of people without a place to call home. Now, you might be wondering how a state known for its wealth and prosperity could have such a massive homelessness problem. Well, the truth is, the causes are as complex as they are varied. From skyrocketing housing costs to mental health issues and substance abuse, there's no shortage of factors contributing to the crisis. But fear not, my friends, for amidst the chaos and despair, there shines a glimmer of hope. Enter the Homelessness Prevention Program, a beacon of innovation in the fight against homelessness. Launched in 2021, this groundbreaking initiative harnesses the power of predictive artificial intelligence to identify individuals and families at risk of losing their homes before it's too late. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about using cutting-edge technology to predict who might become homeless and then swooping in to save the day. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie, except it's real life and it's happening right here in the City of Angels. So, how does it work, you ask? Well, it's simple yet ingenious. The program analyzes data from various county agencies, like emergency room visits, mental health interventions, and arrest records, to pinpoint those most likely to end up on the streets. Once identified, these individuals are offered a lifeline in the form of financial assistance, legal services, healthcare, and other support measures aimed at keeping them housed. Think of it as a preemptive strike against homelessness. Instead of waiting for people to lose their homes and then scrambling to pick up the pieces, the program steps in early to nip the problem in the bud. It's a proactive approach to a problem that has plagued cities like LA for far too long. But as with any groundbreaking initiative, there are challenges to overcome. Privacy concerns, public skepticism, and the ever-present need for funding are just a few of the hurdles standing in the program's way. And yet, despite the odds, it soldiers on, determined to make a difference in the lives of those most in need. A tale of two cities, one struggling with a homelessness crisis and the other fighting back with all the tools at its disposal. It's a story of innovation, resilience, and the enduring human spirit. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, with a little bit of luck and a whole lot of determination, we can turn the tide and create a brighter future for all. This isn't your average government initiative. Oh no, this is a high-tech operation with a mission to stop homelessness dead in its tracks. So, picture this. You've got a bunch of data floating around in cyberspace, just waiting to be put to good use. We're talking everything from medical records to legal documents to good old-fashioned arrest records. Now, most people would look at all that information and see nothing but a jumbled mess. But not the brains behind the Homelessness Prevention Program. Oh no, they see potential. You see, they've got this fancy thing called predictive artificial intelligence, or AI for short. It's like having a crystal ball that can tell you who's most likely to end up on the streets before it actually happens. Pretty cool, right? So, they feed all that juicy data into their AI system, and voila, out pops a list of people who are teetering on the edge of homelessness. But wait, it gets even better. Once they've identified these at-risk individuals and families, they don't just sit back and twiddle their thumbs. Oh no, they spring into action faster than you can say, home sweet home. Their goal? To swoop in and provide these folks with the support they need to stay housed. Now, you might be thinking, but how do they do that? Well, my friend, they pull out all the stops. From financial assistance to legal services to healthcare, they've got a whole arsenal of tools at their disposal. It's like watching a superhero movie, only instead of capes and masks, they're armed with spreadsheets and algorithms. And what's their objective in all this, you ask? Simple, They want to prevent homelessness before it even has a chance to rear its ugly head. They're like the firefighters of the housing world, racing to put out the flames before they spread too far. It's a noble mission, to be sure, but one that's fraught with challenges. You see, for every success story, there's a dozen more people who slip through the cracks. Privacy concerns, funding shortages, bureaucratic red tape, they're all part of the daily grind for the folks behind the homelessness prevention program. But do they let that stop them? Heck no. They roll up their sleeves and keep on fighting because they know that every person they help is a victory worth celebrating. The homelessness prevention program in all its high-tech glory. It's a tale of innovation, determination, and above all, compassion. And while the road ahead may be long and winding, one thing's for certain, they're not giving up without a fight. Let me tell you a tale that hits close to home for many of us. It's the story of Courtney Peterson, a single mom who found herself teetering on the brink of homelessness after losing her job. Now, you might think, oh, losing a job, big deal. But for Courtney, it was more than just a bump in the road. It was a nightmare waiting to happen. You see, Courtney wasn't just any mom. She was a fighter, a survivor, doing everything in her power to provide for her 7-year-old son. But when she got laid off from her job at an inpatient transitional living program, it felt like the rug had been pulled out from under her. Suddenly, she was staring down the barrel of eviction, with nowhere to turn and no one to help. But just when it seemed like all hope was lost, a lifeline appeared in the form of the homelessness prevention program. They didn't swoop in on a white horse or offer empty promises. They offered real, tangible support when Courtney needed it most. Financial aid, legal services, a shoulder to lean on. They were there every step of the way, helping her stabilize her housing situation and keep a roof over her son's head. Now, you might be thinking, well, why couldn't Courtney just get help from traditional sources? If only it were that simple. You see, Courtney did what any responsible person would do. She reached out for help. But instead of finding a helping hand, she was met with closed doors and red tape. Churches, charities, you name it, they all had their reasons for turning her away. It's enough to make you wonder what happened to compassion and community spirit. But thankfully, Courtney didn't give up. She kept knocking on doors, making phone calls, doing whatever it took to keep her family afloat. And when all seemed lost, the homelessness prevention program came to her rescue, like a guardian angel swooping down from the heavens. So, what's the moral of this story? Well, it's simple, really. Sometimes, all it takes is a little bit of kindness and a whole lot of determination to turn things around. Courtney's story is a testament to the power of resilience in the face of adversity and a reminder that no one should ever have to face homelessness alone. As for Courtney and her son, they're doing just fine now, thanks to the support they received from the homelessness prevention program. It's a happy ending to a story that could have ended very differently. And while there may be more challenges ahead, one thing's for sure, they'll face them head-on, with courage and grace. Let's crunch some numbers and dive deep into the nitty-gritty of the homelessness prevention program's success metrics and results. We're talking cold, hard facts here, folks, so grab your calculators and hold on to your hats. First up, let's talk about the sheer scale of this operation. Since its inception in 2021, the program has served nearly 800 individuals and families at risk of homelessness. That's not just a drop in the bucket. That's a whole ocean of people whose lives have been touched by the program's proactive approach. But wait, it gets even better. According to Dana Vanderford, Associate Director of Homelessness Prevention at the county's Department of Health Services, a whopping 86% of participants retain permanent housing after receiving assistance from the program. Now, if that doesn't scream success, I don't know what does. But let's not stop there, shall we? Oh no, we're just getting started. Let's talk money, honey. You see, the program doesn't just offer a sympathetic ear and a pat on the back, it puts its money where its mouth is. Participants have access to financial aid ranging from $4,000 to $8,000, which can be used to cover rent, utilities, and other basic needs. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's all well and good, but does it actually make a difference? My friend, that's where the magic happens. You see, financial aid isn't just about putting a band-aid on a gaping wound. It's about giving people the stability they need to thrive. And according to reports, it's working like a charm. But don't just take my word for it. Let's compare the program's outcomes with traditional homelessness prevention approaches. Spoiler alert, there's no contest. While traditional methods may offer temporary relief, they often fail to address the root causes of homelessness. It's like slapping a band-aid on a broken bone. Sure, it might cover up the problem for a while, but eventually, it's going to come back to bite you. But not the homelessness prevention program. Oh no, they're in it for the long haul. By providing comprehensive support and addressing the underlying issues that lead to homelessness, they're breaking the cycle once and for all. It's a revolutionary approach that's turning heads and changing lives. This program is a game changer. With impressive success metrics, tangible results, and a commitment to real, lasting change, it's proving that when it comes to tackling homelessness, there's no substitute for proactive, targeted intervention. And as for the skeptics? Well, they can take a seat and watch as the program continues to defy expectations and make a difference in the lives of those who need it most. First off, let's talk about predictive AI. We're not talking crystal balls and fortune tellers here. We're talking about sophisticated algorithms that can analyze vast amounts of data to identify patterns and trends. In the case of the homelessness prevention program, predictive AI is like a superhero with X-ray vision, able to see who's most at risk of homelessness before it even happens. It's like Minority Report, but without Tom Cruise and creepy premonitions. But why stop there? Let's dive into the benefits and challenges of using advanced technology in social services. On the one hand, you've got efficiency and accuracy on your side. Predictive AI can crunch numbers and analyze data faster than a speeding bullet, helping social workers identify those in need more quickly and effectively. It's like having a team of supercomputers working round the clock to solve society's most complex problems. But, and here's the kicker, there are challenges too. Privacy concerns, for one. When you're dealing with sensitive personal data, you've got to tread carefully to avoid stepping on anyone's toes. Then there's public skepticism. Let's face it, not everyone is comfortable with the idea of Big Brother watching their every move, even if it's for a good cause. And let's not forget about funding. Advanced technology doesn't come cheap, and keeping the lights on and the servers humming requires a hefty investment. But despite these challenges, the potential of predictive AI in homelessness prevention is undeniable. Imagine a world where cities across the country are using cutting-edge technology to identify and assist those most at risk of homelessness. It's not just a pipe dream, it's a real possibility. Which brings us to our next point, the program's potential for replication in other cities facing similar challenges. Think of it like a virus, but in a good way. By spreading the program's innovative approach far and wide, we can create a network of support that reaches every corner of the country. It's like building an army of superheroes, each armed with the tools and technology needed to fight homelessness head-on. But, and here's the kicker, it's not going to be easy. Replicating the success of the homelessness prevention program requires more than just copying and pasting. It requires dedication, collaboration, and a willingness to think outside the box. But hey, if we can put a man on the moon, surely we can solve homelessness, right? Let's talk data privacy concerns. When you're dealing with sensitive personal information, you've got to tread carefully. We're not just talking about protecting people's privacy, we're talking about safeguarding their very identities. It's like walking a tightrope over a pit of hungry crocodiles. One wrong move and you're toast. Then there's public skepticism about AI. Let's face it, not everyone is sold on the idea of robots calling the shots. They've seen too many sci-fi movies where the machines rise up and take over the world. But hey, who can blame them? The last thing we need is a Skynet situation on our hands. But wait, it gets even better. Let's talk sustainability. You know what they say, money makes the world go round. And when it comes to keeping the lights on and the servers humming, you need a whole lot of it. Continuous funding is like chasing a carrot on a stick. Just when you think you've got a hold of it, it slips through your fingers. And let's not forget about public support. It's like herding cats. You never know which way they're going to go. One minute they're cheering you on, the next they're throwing tomatoes. Keeping the masses on your side requires a delicate balance of persuasion and perseverance. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. With every challenge comes an opportunity. Data privacy concerns? Let's beef up security and implement strict protocols to keep information safe. Public skepticism about AI? Let's educate the masses and show them the potential for good. Sustainability issues? Let's get creative with fundraising and explore alternative sources of revenue. And as for public support? Well, let's just keep doing what we're doing and hope for the best. As we peer into the crystal ball of the future, one thing becomes abundantly clear. The Homelessness Prevention Program is not just a flash in the pan, but a beacon of hope in a sea of despair. Its significance in addressing the homelessness crisis in Los Angeles and beyond cannot be overstated. Let's take a moment to reflect on what this program has achieved so far. It's not just about the numbers. Although nearly 800 individuals and families served is nothing to sneeze at, it's about the lives that have been changed for the better. It's about Courtney Peterson and her son, who were on the brink of homelessness before the program stepped in to save the day. It's about the countless others who have been given a second chance at stability and security. But let's not rest on our laurels, shall we? The future is calling, and it's time to answer. We've come a long way, but there's still much work to be done. And with innovation and determination on our side, the possibilities are endless. So what does the future hold for homelessness prevention efforts? Well, if you ask me, it's all about thinking outside the box. We've seen the power of predictive AI in action, but who's to say what other technological marvels await us? Virtual reality counseling sessions? Drone delivery of essential supplies? The sky's the limit, my friends. But let's not forget the importance of proactive and targeted interventions. It's not enough to simply throw money at the problem and hope for the best. We need to roll up our sleeves and get to work, addressing the root causes of homelessness and providing comprehensive support to those in need. It's like the old saying goes, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. In conclusion, the Homelessness Prevention Program is more than just a program. It's a symbol of hope in a world that often feels hopeless. It's a reminder that with innovation, determination, and a little bit of heart, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work, my friends. The future is bright, and together, we can make a difference. Ready to be part of something bigger? Join us. Subscribe and follow WIZC on all platforms to stay connected with our mission of combating homelessness. Get the latest updates, inspiring stories, and innovative solutions. Until next time.